Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Your Little Castle show. Very interesting to me, the movers and shakers. Those are behind the scenes, the corporate umbrella is kind of out there, right? The companies that make it all happen, and they've got divisions and brands. But the Accord Group, you can see on the screen there, we've got the president and CEO on the far end over there. That's Dustin. He talked with us about one of the brands. They have the corporations underneath the corporate umbrella, DHI earlier with Greg, who's still in the studio here with us. And then we've got Randon Kent. You're the president of the Accord Group, and we're going to talk about how the Accord Group works and the opportunities there for people who are looking for careers and to put food on the table and make a difference on our little planet. So let's dive into this a little bit, guys. Welcome to the studio.
Thank you.
Yeah,
Thanks for having us.
Great information. That first interview, if you guys missed the first one, that was the DHI roofing video. Incredible information, some valuable tips. I had to break out the pencil a number of times there to take note because Dustin and Greg were giving some great feedback and some insight there. That's what the show is really all about. So with that, we're going to get into a little bit more about that corporate structure. We don't understand it a lot of times. There's companies that are kind of a top of what we're working on. When I worked for Anheuser-Busch, there was ABI, there was ABII, there was ABC, all these different subdivisions, but how does it all work together? And you've got the leaders in the company right here in our studio today, so it's kind of exciting. So with that, tell us, I'll start off with you, Randon. Why did you get into this? How did this work to where you were at the level? I'm president of a big corporation. What's that like? Tell me.
Yeah. Well, it's funny. I met Dustin back in 2008, and it took a couple of years before I came to work for the company. And I had been in a little bit of a sales background. Before that, I was a laborer. I'd worked at my dad's company growing up, and I never really had a lot of exposure to I would say highly successful people or been around business much and people who operated in those things. And when I met Dustin, he was younger than me and way more successful. And that caused my brain to start wondering, like, well, what decisions is he making that I didn't make, and where did I miss? And so it took a couple of years of him kind of continuing to ask me to come to work and to do some things. And so like I said, I just was kind of a dumb kid from a poor town. And so I saw a guy successful. I decided to take a chance, came to work for him, did everything he asked. He said, if I do, you'll be successful. I did. And just kind of continued to move up from there, learning. But my primary driver was I really wanted to learn what success was and where to find it. And I didn't know how to do that. And he was like an access point where I was like, well, something he's doing is right. So if he knows what to do, I'll follow him because that's the guy who can help me get there. So that's the main reason I went and started.
Yeah, well, you've done well. Obviously, risen to the ranks of president. That's pretty impressive.
Fortunate.
That's cool. These are the kinds of things we want people to get the insight for because, there's nobody here that ever made it on their own.
Sure.
But then how is it you follow the people that are successful?
Yes.
Mimic those. They don't say copy. Copy's bad. But imitate.
Yeah.
There's never going to be two things that are exactly the same. I don't care what you're talking about.
Sure.
But learn from those. Nobody's going to do this from scratch on their own unless they have some kind of a model, right?
Yeah.
And you guys are providing a great model here for our audience and taking time to come into our studio. We appreciate that. You talked about this a little bit with DHI, but tell me a little bit about how Accord Group, and as you're the CEO there as well, Dustin, and how that fits what you're trying to accomplish here on our little planet.
Yeah, I think just like Randon a little bit, I had come up in kind of a blue collar environment, really didn't understand or have much exposure to business or opportunities like that, and I had gotten into a partnership, and frankly, the partnership didn't work out, and some promises weren't upheld, and I wanted to create an environment where people could count on. They could count on, and they could invest their time, their energy, their kind of life force, and it would be a dependable and trustworthy place to. In our mission statement, is to create remarkable experiences through building lives. That's employee focused to help people build lives in such a way they positively remark, and also to create remarkable experiences rebuilding properties. And so the reason I found this, very practically, it's a great market with unlimited potential. The customers, we're not selling something that you have to convince people to pay for that maybe they can't afford. This is literally the roof over their head. And we focus on working with insurance companies. So insurance companies, people already pay their premiums. So when a natural disaster, hail, wind, hurricane damages it, they get to utilize the thing they've already been paying for. And it's kind of a complex situation, so we get to come in and really partner with them and help them. So it feels like we're doing good and given opportunities, just like Randon. Randon now been with us 14 years and given opportunities to smart people. He's no dum-dum. He mentioned that. One of the smartest guys I know. Hardworking. Give people fertile ground to grow a remarkable career and build a life for themselves. And we pride ourselves on being a meritocracy, so based on merit. So people who work hard, if they're willing to show up, do the work, do what we teach, and do what they say they will do, we will give them tons of opportunity. And right now, we have tons of opportunity for growth in management leadership. We've got plans to continue to expand into new cities, into new states. We've already got the licensing set up in 35 states and over 450 municipalities. So we are looking for, diligently, good quality people that will show up, work hard, do what they teach, and do what they say. And we just love that. We enjoy building and surrounding ourselves and bringing on more teammates that are like us, that like to win, like to play hard this game of life, but also are motivated to be excellent with what they have. So.
Well, and I like what you said, that meritocracy. We've heard democracy and all the different ocracies that are out there, but merit is the core word there, right? If I break that down from our Latin, I don't know if everything came from Latin years ago, right? I went to St. Louis U and we had to study a little bit about what Latin, but the core root. Anyway, merit. But merit is important. And if you're going to reward people for the hard work that they put in, that's going to help the whole system work, right? Those who don't put as much work in are not going to see the same results as much. And so therefore they won't meritoriously rise as high as the others. But that's a great way to run a company, because when you're performing that kind of service for somebody and they end up having a situation where they now can count on the fact that if they perform, they will get compensated appropriately, and it then causes a good reaction for the client too, right? So everybody wins in that. So I like the fact that another keynote there, everybody. But Dustin has given us a couple of good examples there. Well, tell me, as you would, a little bit, and I'll lean on you for this one, Randon, a little bit of personally what led you here.
Yeah.
How is it that you felt like you had landed where you're at here and continue to grow?
Well, a big reason I was, at the time when I started, so I was 34 years old at the time, and like I said, not any real exposure to high levels of success or planning, life planning, those types of things. And so I meet somebody who's younger, more successful, running a company, telling me how to do some things that can succeed. I'm at that point feeling behind in life and just things. I don't have a blueprint for what the future can be and even how to plan for that appropriately. And so I kind of hit a spot in life where I'm ready to change career, kind of change paths. I'm not really making the income that I need to make. I'm feeling at a low point. And so I just know there's this guy who seems to have it going on. And so that really, the turning point for me was just kind of a crossroads in life where if I do not do something different now, if I don't make a change, if I don't attach myself or hitch a wagon to somebody who knows what they're doing, I'm going to wind up in the same place that, my parents or people's friends' parents. I'm going to land at a place in the future that I keep saying I don't want to land at. But I'm following all the steps those people have followed to get there. But somehow I think it's going to wind up different. And so I'm just realizing I have got to do something different. And so it was really a crossroads, really kind of a low point in life, frankly. But I had to change and make a decision. And so I kind of took a leap of faith and went into something that was totally different, as far as an industry, and followed along, just followed the plan.
Well, I think that's you were alluding to the definition of insanity, right?
Yes.
Doing the same thing over and over again,
Yes.
expecting a different result. And so you felt like, okay, how many of us in our lives, everybody, I'm going to touch on this a little bit if you don't mind, but we want something different, but we're not willing to make a change.
Yeah, exactly.
And change is the essence for how we grow and learn and develop opportunities. And I've had it, by now I get to where, that messed up. Now I'm really going to learn something cool and I'm going to grow and have another opportunity. So with that Randon talks about, this is a great opportunity for him to grow. How many locations do you have now that you obviously can expand upon to give people an opportunity?
Yeah, so we have 15 locations right now, but we also are licensed and set up for growth. I think I mentioned earlier as well, 35 states and 450 municipalities. So we've already invested. We are already planning for growth.
Wow. So and when we talk about this, and that's really a lot of what we try to emphasize here, where can somebody grab onto something, they see there's an opportunity, take hold and rise with the tide and work hard to provide for their family. We're all on this planet for just a short period of time, right? And maybe that's 60, 70, 80, 100 years, but relative to the existence of our little planet, that's a very short time. And we want to do something to contribute. We want to feel like we've accomplished something. And given what the opportunity available here with the Accord Group, you guys can really help people to do that.
Yeah, I think this is a great tool. If someone's looking for, if you're out there looking for, kind of like Randon, maybe at a spot where the current path that you're on, you're afraid it might not lead to the outcomes that you'd like, and might be interested in exploring something new. We are looking for people that will show up. We have all the training, we have all the systems, we have all the processes. Really, we're looking for teammates that really know how to show up and are willing to put the work in. We'll do what we teach because we have it all down. We've been doing it for over a decade now. And have integrity about doing what they say they will do. If they just again, we have all this opportunity all over the map that we're expanding into right now. So if you're at a spot maybe where you're like, I'd like to explore, I would just encourage you to apply and go through that process. Learn more about what are these real opportunities, and what does it look like, and what are the qualifications, which aren't a lot. We have done a great job. Randon has done a great job developing processes to add the skills necessary to the right type of person to actually bring them up through the system, just like Randon. And we love doing that. As is one of the things I really enjoy, is giving those opportunities to people like me, like Randon, that maybe didn't come from that particular background or from that family that maybe had that understanding of life, and getting to give them the skills and the opportunity to maybe make a difference and build a life that they want, but didn't kind of maybe know how to attain. So
yeah, well, you guys are again hitting on a lot of the keys for what we want to emphasize with this show, and that is give people. How many people are just lost and effectively they don't have any kind of real guidance?
Yeah.
And you're supposed to get most of that from school and from your college experience, et cetera. But once you're out in the real world, I've talked this, getting off on a random tangent here, but my mom has been well accoladed and very well done, very well as a teacher, and she said essentially the structure falls apart once you get out of high school, and maybe you get college, and then people just kind of get lost.
Yeah.
So it's really neat to hear you say so much about how you can give people essentially, here, we've got the structure in place, we've got the tools in place, we've got the systems in place, and now we give people an opportunity for a career, and really give them everything they need with the leadership that you can see here. Obviously, Randon really respects what you've put together here, and it's helped him. Who else can you help? And there could be hundreds of people that you could help, if not more, across our little planet here. Very cool stuff, guys. If you would give me a little bit more about the background of the company, and so how many years overall, and how what's the kind of dissemination of the growth, and how you guys and where you're going with this thing?
Yeah. So since 2010, so 2010 is the start. So now we're in the 14th year of existence, and really it's come from an idea of just, if we take care of the people that work with us, our teammates, they will take care of the customers. And on a personal level, if we take care of the teammates, they stay around for 14 years and become the president.
Right.
That then helps take care of the teammates out in the field, the leaders and managers. If we did a good job taking care of them, they take care of our field reps. That whole team takes care of the customers. And all of that, if we just take care of them, it takes care of my family. And so that's just kind of our mindset is Accord. The reason we chose that name is the idea of like two countries entering into a treaty on their own accord.
Right, okay.
And so under their own volition. So we want to create an environment where people want to be, they choose to be, and if had another option, they'd rather stay because they like the culture, they like the people, they like the opportunity, they feel valued, and they have a good opportunity. All of those things. That's really where we're from. And where we're headed, there's just so much opportunity. As one of the largest contractors in the country currently, we still, as far as market share, just a scratch on the surface. And so there's so much opportunity for us to expand our systems and processes for people to develop. If someone, if you're out there and you have leadership background, you have sales experience, you played sports at a high level, or you're competitive, any of those things, there's so much opportunity in this space, and with us already having a footprint in 35 states and over 450 municipalities, we have room. We have room for growth. If you're the right type of teammate, we're looking, we've got the finances to do it, we've got the experience, we've got the processes. We really are just missing the teammates to continue to grow. So,
Sure. Randon, how exciting has this been for you as somebody who's benefited from this and now be able to provide this opportunity for other people and kind of share what you benefited from?
Yeah, it's amazing. I mean, the mission statement we have to create those remarkable experiences, rebuilding properties, building lives. I mean, I've benefited from that building lives piece myself personally. What I love is that we have a place where you can literally just have good work ethic, follow some instructions, have integrity to do what you say you'll do, those three things, and then success will happen. And then you can kind of write your own path there as to how successful you'd like to be with it. And that freedom, that power to be able to do those things, a lot of people say they want, but they don't really know how to have access to it without risk, starting a company or your own business, et cetera, and those types of things. And so here, getting a chance to not only reap the benefits of the environment myself, but to have people come in and then coach them, work with them, help develop them, but take that raw set of, hey, I'm a hard worker, I got a blue collar work ethic and a white collar mindset of learning. We get those types of people, and then they do what they say and follow what we teach. Sky's the limit, and it's just so fun to watch people from so many different backgrounds come in and radically shift and change from a monetary standpoint, from an earning side of things, from a growth and development, being a part of a bigger picture and something bigger. But then also, we do a book call once a week, studying leadership once every other week that Dustin leads. We do software systems that give feedback, all 360 degrees, up, down, side to side, a huge culture of growth and development. We believe that if we can help somebody be the best version of themselves, they're going to do the job the best way that they know how. And so it's just a powerful environment that breeds success, and I've benefited from it. So I love, to be able to come into the company from an entry-level standpoint, and then be able to finally get to a point where he's allowed responsibility to really be responsible for everything that happens. That's storybook, and so
Right.
we really want to change lives, and so I'm passionate about it because of my personal experience with it.
Well, and touche. To that end, a couple times during these interviews we've had with you guys, the hair stand up. I'm getting that rush, feeling like, wow, here's how we're doing something that really impacts people and makes a big difference. That's when we put the cowboy, ladies and gentlemen. Cowboy isn't just a St. Louis thing for those of you who are in the St. Louis market here, but cowboy is an international, at least national, kind of a mantra for people and an attitude toward, I'm going to get it done, I'm going to put the work in. And that's why I put the hat on, because it's more than just, hey, I'm a community leader and I want to do good to help the community. It's a lifestyle and a mentality that I think you guys exude and really are emphasizing to help people understand. Get in at whatever level they want to come in and really work the way up and start where you did. I don't know what level you came in at, but you
Bottom
at the bottom. Started at the bottom. Now we're here. And so
Drake said it best.
It's his title. I'm going to put the title up here, everybody. That says Presidente, right? Presidente. And so he's the president of this organization now, reporting. You guys are president, CEO. The structure there, but just an incredible opportunity that you guys have put together to organize. And I'm going to tell my mom, I say, Mom, I found somebody who's actually put something together to help those people after the high school structure is over.
Seriously. Yeah,
they can jump into something like this and make a difference and join in something that makes a difference. With that, let's show a little bit on the website. Here is your guys, weareaccord.com. I had this up on the wall for everybody to begin with, but I'm going to put this take over the wall there so everybody can see it. But you can see here the Inc. 5,000 fastest growing companies, 18, 19, 20. You guys are just really doing an incredible job to expand, and we've got that here on a separate tab. I'm gonna pull it. There it is. Look at that. That means you guys are doing good work to make things happen, to really provide for our little planet here, starting at the community level, but then having resources across the country to really make this work for everyone to make a difference. And so how does that make you guys feel when you've got these kinds of accolades and these kinds of growth going on to make a difference on our little planet? I'm gonna throw that to you.
Yeah,
Dustin.
that's kind of just a result from that. It's neat, but it really doesn't mean a lot to me, other than we're actually living that value. Because you don't end up becoming 3 times in a row on the Inc. 5000 national fastest growing privately held companies without creating remarkable experiences, building lives, and rebuilding properties. So all that does is tell me that we're on the right track, and just kind of a good reinforcement that we are making an impact. We are living our mission, and it encourages me, a little positive reinforcement to what we're doing. But it also there's a lot left to do, and there's a lot of people. It's just very fun. You guys are hearing Randon's story today, and we got a lot of stories like this in our organization. And as we see more and more, kind of like what your mom said, I can't agree with her more. The school system structure, so often, I mean, the college degree I have, I don't use. Many of the college degrees I see out there don't get used. We just don't have a full understanding of what the potential is out there. So again, just if you're out there and you're like, man, this just isn't working out like I thought, we are looking for leaders right now. And a lot of companies, they get pretty satisfied because I don't think they're missionally driven. I think that they might be driven by the motive of profit or by lifestyle for the owner or the stockholder. And I think we much more are driven by the mission. We really want to create marketable experiences. I grew up in a town of 500 people on a farm outside of that town. So I was bored a lot. So like when I see people, I enjoy people, I enjoy community, I enjoy the relationships. And so building an organization full of enough relationships to get those kind of accolades on a national scale, very fun, very rewarding, and just a little bit addictive. You want to keep doing it.
Yeah. Well, it's that is a result of the work. That's
right.
Hey, we did all this stuff behind the scenes. At the bottom, they said,
that's right.
And by you're the goddamn 5,000 thing here.
Right.
Yeah.
But hey, if they didn't put that up there, then maybe people wouldn't know. So
that's true.
It's kind of neat that you guys have done that. And also, then I'll throw up on the other wall here. We've got Accord Group BBB. Again, an A+ over there. I'll fade that for everybody there. That's your A+. Again, how do you guys accommodate the time and resources, the A+ on all your divisions of your company, because there's a lot of work that goes into earning that. And so
I think it goes back to that create remarkable experiences. We spend a lot of time, like Randon said, every other week we have every employee in the company. We're reading a book together. 7 Habits of Highly Effective People is the one we're on right now.
Okay, I've done that one.
And so we do a chapter at a time. We just really try to invest in the people. And if we invest in and they feel cared for and taken care of, they then, by nature, take care of the customers, which is the only way you can maintain this at the volumes and levels that we've been doing. Because if we don't take care of the teammates and we don't invest in them, they are the company to the customer.
Yeah, right.
And so without spending that time, and so now, a decade and a half of investment into the people and the culture, nets taking good care of customers, with just who we are. It's not a obligation. It's like, we want to take care of these customers, and we want to take care of the teammates that are in the organization as well. So
yeah, well, I think you're talking about Stephen Covey, 7 Habits of Highly Effective People. My dad had that book, and then when I started,
it's a good one.
They did a growth thing like you guys do. The big guys, they know they take care of their employees. They want to educate. They want to give them room for growth. Yep. You've got this. I call it the umbrella, and it's allowing you to have so many resources that you can bring to people. What is it that you think makes you guys better than those who are doing similar things?
I would say the investment and commitment to growth, I would say, and in growing our people, investing in our people. We really, we take the time. Those calls that I'm talking about, the book calls, very expensive calls. If you take all the people on there, what they end up earning per hour across the entire company, and then you take that and put a dollar volume on it, or things like our quarterly planning sessions, or the fact that we took 200 people to a banquet a couple years ago, and then to Costa Rica for a week vacation together. Like, a lot of people would say, that doesn't pencil out. And I would say it does pencil out. If you take care of everybody and you build a healthy culture, then, and I think that's really what's unique, is of course it's a business, of course we need to all do our part, but it's a little bit more than that. I think people feel a little different when they're a part of the organization, and I know our culture, at least from my experience, different. I get a lot of feedback. I'm in different Christian CEO peer group, have been for a decade, and so I even get to see into other organizations and get a lot of feedback on our organization in what we do to provide opportunity. I think that meritocracy piece is pretty unique. We really want to move people up and really give them as much opportunity as they can handle, as quick as they can handle it.
Yeah.
And I don't know if I don't think a lot of organizations are designed for that, really. So.
Okay.
Yeah. I would just tag in. Yeah, I would just tag in there. I think 100%. The leadership development, the growth, personal growth, the attention we place on that, the recognition. I think that it's creating an environment. We sell roofs. I get it. But we could sell cars, pencils, tables. It wouldn't matter. We focus on leadership, growth, and development, and we want to build people's lives. We want them to come into an organization where the hard work can actually turn into the reward that they can earn what they're worth. And so what we sell and do and the business part of itself is fantastic and great. What we do within that with the people, that leadership development, I think that's what sets us apart. I don't know a lot of roofing companies that are spending time each week to talk about leadership and study a book together.
Right.
Maybe they're out there, but that is who we are. That's the culture and the environment. And so what we do is almost secondary to what our mission is, to rebuild lives. And the way that we do it is through this type of business. But that's, I think, the differentiator in my mind from a lot of other businesses and companies.
Wow. Okay, that's the kind of feedback what we're looking to talk about. Well, if somebody were interested, we got 1 minute left here. I'm sorry, guys, but we're going quickly here.
Go for it.
Time flies when you're having fun. But tell me, within a minute here, what's the process for somebody who's interested and they want to join your team?
They apply. You can apply on our website, weareaccord.com. You can find us on Indeed, ZipRecruiter. I mean, obviously, you can find our company. They apply with us. They'll interview with us, and we'll get them started. I mean, it's not that complicated. We definitely are looking for the right people, so we have a pretty good interview process to really kind of get to the folks that we think have the right mentality. They're coachable. They follow through our values of integrity, humility, golden rule, and discipline. Those are the things that we work by, and so making sure they're a good fit for that. But they can apply on our website, and we'll definitely have them in for interviews and go from there and see if they're a fit. And again, we're all different parts of the country, so there's opportunities no matter where you are.
And as we've got just a few seconds here, what should somebody expect? They go through the process. They say they've been hired. What's the next steps for them?
They're going to get trained hands-on. We do hands-on training in the field. We have a 2-part shadowing system, so everything they learn, they're going to watch their manager. They're going to watch somebody do that is an expert at it at that level, and that person's going to guarantee and generate results for them. And then we shadow that person to make sure they're competent. And so there's a 2-part system on every phase of the process to make sure not only are they seeing it done the correct and right way, and then they're going to be held accountable and make sure they're competent to do it the right way. So it's hands-on training right from the jump, and we guarantee results as long as they follow those 3 things: showing up, do what we ask, do what you say you'll do. It's that simple.
All right. Ladies and gentlemen, this is one of the best examples you'll see of an organization who's really doing what it takes to make a difference on our little planet. And we appreciate you guys taking the time to join us here.
Thank you.
And coming in from out of town to do so and spending some time with us in our studio. You're watching the Your Little Castle Show, everybody. Giddy up.